Hi, Ethan. All right. Good morning, Nick. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to first stream of 2020. Everyone in my house is waking up, and my son Ethan just walked in the room. Market is doing fine. Alibaba with a huge gap up today. That's good. Tesla 2% as well. Not too many pullbacks in the market. You gonna stay with us, Ethan, or huh? No? Okay. And the Nasdaq itself is looks like bouncing back. So we had like 1.25 red days there, and now we're just charging back higher. So that's good. All right. Let me switch over to my stocks profile. I was curious how many distribution days we have. I don't even know. It can't be that many though. And the breadth already on the day today is pretty big for the index. Not sure how much more upside potential we have. Could be a bunch. Could end up being less. You never know, but 1% is a pretty good start to the day slash year. All right, Xilinx, PayPal, Fortinet. What's in the bottom here? ADPT, which has been down at the bottom. Mongo really has failed to get started as of yet. Okay with a pullback after monster runs. So a big run right there from 33 to 40. That's a huge run. Starting off a little bit red today, nothing to be too concerned with. Ping, Anik, Domino's Pizza, one of my new faves. BEP. All right, Momo's up 5%. What are you doing, Momo? Volume's pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. This was my actionable list too. Okay. So 3 distribution days in the Nasdaq, 2 on the S&P. So we're super light distribution days. Our 1% is probably safe right here. All right, Fortinet. I mean, look at these numbers. Can't argue with these. Everything's great. Hey, what's up, Rob? Oh, hi, James. How are you? FTNT. Yeah, we had a shakeout day the other day that took out a lot of names, actually. Yeah, right at that. There's Fortinet right in the morning. It turned right back around. Right back around. So you can still get back in, Rob. I don't think if we're gonna break out, we're far from done on this name. So if you want to jump back in, I don't think that's the end of the world here. The market's flashing good signs right now. You have tons of my whole actionable list is like 80% green. Is the global? No. Let's go to the global. Oh, this should be the global watch list. No wonder I'm a little confused. So there's the global watch list. Again, also 75% green. Huya, NetEase, IQ up today. Weibo, MMNFF. Those MJ names could be a little bit interesting. I did a video later that day. Did anyone get to see that? ServiceNow, I think ServiceNow's been a leader for a while, and it probably will continue to be a leader if the indexes have anything to say about it. Come on, PayPal. Why are we going through this? We did this the other day too. I don't know what's wrong. Ah, sigh. Futures rally on China news. It's an IBD headline. Come on, man. NASDAQ extending up 1.14%. There we go. Finally. All right, yeah, up a little more today. ACB, Jake? Good. Did you get more yesterday? Or, well, the day before yesterday? Yeah, looks like it. Very nice, very nice. Oh. Okay, just sold. Let's see what's down today, see if we're going to have any undercut and rally candidates. But I think you should probably have those candidates ahead of time. I should probably spend a little time looking for some of those. So some of these MJ names down here today, maybe yesterday or the other day, was just too much. And we'll see what happens. But no fall through today. CGC was always was looking really good. Actually has 3 pocket pivots in here. It's funny talking about MJ names the other day, and then I saw one of the guys I follow on Twitter is really good. Call out all the MJ names, and he posted a chart of 3 what are called bottom fishing pocket pivots here on CGC. Says the first one didn't work, second one didn't work, maybe the third one will work. So far it hasn't. Cron here, med 5. 5's an interesting candidate for. Looks like it just ran away from me on my chart somewhere. I don't know where it is. 5's an interesting candidate for a longer term declining trend line play. All right, start at the top here. NetEase, Weibo, MMNFF, YY. I'm not shorting anything when the market's at all-time highs, Jake. That's not my bag. That's not my bag, buddy. Yeah, not shorting anything. That's still in a very firm uptrend. You've obviously got a signal though. If you want to take it, feel free, man. If that's if you got a set of rules that works for those bottom buying and those, I think we talked, it was trend lines, right? If I'm not mistaken. Alibaba screaming out of my trend line there. Damn. Also, no pullbacks, very similar to Skyworks. One little pullback here. Another minor one of the 10-day moving average. Remember our Skyworks, we had a consolidation but no pullback. And then a second leg on that one, right out of one of my longer term declining trend lines. Wait for Baba's consolidation next. It's doing exactly what Skyworks did. HCC Warrior Coal actually looks like it. I don't know what's up with all this up here. Looks like this one could be on the shorter end of my longer term trend lines for sure. About 9 months or so, but it looks like that one just broke. Hard for me to get into a coal name, but triggering signals regardless of what it is. I believe today's a half day in the markets too. Could be wrong about that, but I think it is. All right, I'm going to close this down and reopen it. Why does gold keep going up when stocks also go up? Inflation concerns? Inflation numbers? I mean, it hasn't been a completely inverse relationship the entire time. You do have times where things rally and where they both rally. It's not completely unheard of.
Daddy?
Yes, James?
Are our cousins coming here, or are we going to our cousin's house?
Well, you're going to go to the lake today with Grammy.
Really?
Yeah, Ethan's probably going to stay here because he's sick.
I could go with Grammy, but I want to go to Maddox's house too.
At some point you will. Maddox got sick, remember?
Oh, yeah. But what if he's not sick today?
Okay, so let's do this. Let's gold versus stocks. Here's the thing about a topping signal, Jake. Generally, one indicator isn't necessarily when you start shorting everything. Not in the markets. Ideally, you want to start shorting when things look like things have already started to break down and look like they want to continue breaking down. Because the market, at all times, while it's going up, looks like it wants to break down. It just never does. That's not what I'm looking for. What's this one? Is that what I'm looking for? Hard to say. Oh, gold and S&P. There we go. Yeah, so I'm assuming gold is gold. I would assume gold is gold. So, yeah, not a completely inverse relationship. I mean, at times they are somewhat inverse, like right here. They were a little bit inverse, the bull market. But here they rallied together right here and right here. And then they rallied together right here. So there's times where the market rallies together with gold. It doesn't have to be a topping signal. So right here, and this was probably one of the better rallies, for both of them. And then right here they rallied together. Yeah, I guess it's not often, but it's once every several years, and gold's been going stagnant while stock market's been going up. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go long GLD, I think that's fine if you like the gold stuff. But I don't think you start shorting stocks strictly because, GLD and SLV is printing a couple of decent days, and that wouldn't have done you well so far this year to be shorting the S&P or the Nasdaq. Because when you look here the past couple of days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's call them 7 days, hit the breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd be. It's only 1.4%, but you'd be down. You'd be down versus, and shorted either one of those, you'd be down. You don't want to short gold when the stock market is hot. You don't want to be, because things can go sideways too. People forget about that. They forget about sideways. AMD special. Well, like I said, if you want to run in front of that, I mean, be my guest, but I'm not. I'm not. Let's look for overt topping signals. Very high volume is overt topping signals. We don't have that over here by any stretch of the imagination. So you had a very large pullback here with the bear market going down 53%. See, I like to think in terms of these bigger swings, Rob. I know you like to take smaller shots, so maybe it's a little bit different. So like I said, if you want to do it, feel free, but the thing looks like it's rallying through right now with the rest of the market. I would not be shorting up here pretty much anything at this, not blanket shorting. If you have a signal, not the end of the world, but if you're going to short, I mean, for my personal opinion, you should be shorting things under the 50-day moving average. Like CRISPR here, this is the 50-day, it's cutting through it today. I wouldn't be super mad at a short here, undercutting a 50-day moving average. And we don't know if the average is going to be big or small. So far, it's pretty decent right here. So, short at 59.8, okay. Well, yeah, but you're killing me. That's like so much percentage away, so why are you even talking about shorting it now? That's a long ways away. It's like 20% up. Why are you even discussing this? 23% up, why are you discussing this now? I'm moving on. I like you, Jake, but come on, man. Like, time to short AMD, 25% up from here. No. Other people could be trying to take that advice. Oh, you mean 48.7. You said 58.9. It's at 48.47 right now. So that's a typo. Is that a typo? All right, you were scaring me. You're scaring me for a minute there. Okay. Yeah, go for it, man. If that's in your wheelhouse there, absolutely. I'm not mad at all. So is that going to be one of these? Is that trend line? Yeah, that one's off, obviously. Guess it depends which candle you respect right there. Guess I would assume that one personally. That's at 48. Oh, you don't do it that way? Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying. All right, Nasdaq pulled in a little bit, 0.94%. Oh, the angle of the bottoms. So you look at this immediate channel then. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do that too when there's not another trend line. It's not a rule I do though. It's an interesting. I'm not mad at it at all, actually. So that puts you 8.9. I'm in that vicinity. I guess it depends on what day. Depending on how you do it. I could be a little. Candles could be a little off. Yeah, actually, if this is what it is that you like to do, I'm not mad at this. This is actually pretty decent strategy. Usually, when they form these channels, they don't exceed them. So yeah, short up there for a little drop would probably be good. Oh, that's interesting. Really, SMA of highs and SMA of lows. Is that did you write that on TradingView or something? Seems like it'd be pretty easy to do in TradingView, and I don't know about any other platform, but on TradingView it seems like it'd be pretty simple to do. Yeah, yeah, they're really good for stuff like that, man. They're really good for that. That's cool. Yeah, so that one's getting up there. CRISPR LK pulling in, continuing. This could be depending where it stops at. Maybe it gets back to the 10-day moving average. That could be a bottom buying opportunity. If you're looking for undercut and rally, it's got to go all the way back down to here for LK, which has really been on really been on fire lately. I don't think my heater's working so well. What happened? Heater's a little slow to heat today. Hey, what's up, Eli? People of power. Oh, thank you, Eli. I appreciate that. I hope everyone gets 100% profits all across the board. Double accounts this year. How's that? Let's make that the goal. Double accounts this year. That just means put everything in Tesla. Watch it go to 800. Sad times. What do you mean? Oh, you had to fill it. You had to fill it 400. Oh, looks like it turned around this morning. You may get your shot. Just be a little patient. It was only like 2 days after you sold, 2 or 3 days after you sold, so could come right back. 402.08. Yeah, got there pretty close. Nasdaq bounced back up to 106. That's pretty good right there. It's like Snap's doing something today. All right, Snap with a nice little move up here out of a declining trend line. That one working really well. Very nice. Look at the number 1 stock today, Eli. It's Ouya. Oh, now it's number 2. Come on, bounce back up to number 1 so I can be right. Anyway, up big today for some reason. Breaking a couple of moving averages here, and we'll see if it's going to rally back some or not. YY, Melly. Baidu, are you starting to come back, Baidu? Oh, I don't have a trend line on you. Naughty, naughty. Ho, ho, ho. Look at Baidu. What are you up to these days, Baidu? It's like an old friend you haven't seen in a long time. You actually mean, how are you? What are you up to? Because most of the time you're like, yeah, you're here. I know you're fine. Negative 37% EPS change last quarter. That's not very good. Negative 57% EPS change last 3 quarters. That's not very good. Sales are negative 10%. That's not very good. Market cap still 43 billion though. Negative 8% change in funds owning stock. So I don't know. Maybe a turnaround here on Baidu, but it's broken some technical signals. Not quite sure it's going to rip or rally to what it used to be, but Alibaba's a lot better in terms of doing that. INPX, you just did ask, Rob. How many cents is that one? Oh, 17 cents. I'm too good. That's funny. I loosely expected it to be a penny stock. And then when it was actually a penny stock, I feel pretty good about myself. Yeah. Try to buy that. If you do want to trade these, especially when you're just starting out to trade these, I think if you're going to trade these types of environments, because these are like their own little encapsulated environments. That's kind of how I view them. Each one, technical analysis still applies, but there's so much happening and it's so fast because they only trade for 6 hours a day. So you have a lot of time where you're like, oh crap, what's going to happen overnight? And it could gap up 20%, could gap down 20%. In this case, gapped up 20%. When you get a massive pump like this out of one of these, and then you almost have to watch a bunch of these because you're going to consolidate, and then one day you're just going to get a huge pop, and if it pops above, like this one stayed above. It was a red candle, but actually, no, this was a green candle because this is a stupid candlestick on Thinkorswim that's colored wrong. Anyway, I'm not too mad at taking a smaller position, but then when you have this one up like 60%, you can't. I don't know. In my opinion, you can't start buying up here. But if the market's going to get super bullish, you may get some crazy runs out of these really, really low names like this. So develop a rule set, do some homework. I'm not going to be too mad at you, Rob, if you want to play like that. I tried it for a while too. I think everybody does. At least if you're a trader. You try to. So, yeah, I'm not too mad at it. You just kind of have to develop a system and play with small amounts of capital because, they can ruin you quickly. I think it's worse than options in terms of getting things wrong. All right, Melly, Stone. Coop actually not doing too bad. It's been has a broadening wedge, shook out lower, came all the way back. Yeah, we actually read the good book the other day, the Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns, and the broadening wedge actually is a bullish pattern. Too much stuff in my office. I need to clean up again. This be broadening wedge at the top. $55 and $72 it looks like. Broadening tops. Failure rate 4%. Price trend is upward, leading to the formation. Megaphone appearance with higher highs and lower lows that widen over time. Breakout is upward. The failure rate of this pattern is only 4%. So that's actually a pretty bullish consolidation on Coop right there. Average rise 34%, with most likely between 10 and 15. Volume trend ragged, but usually follows price as price rise falls when price falls. Partial rise at the end of formation predicts a downside breakout 65% of the time. And partial decline, which would be this, predicts an upside breakout 86% of the time. So this is actually very bullish. This is a very bullish pattern here for Coop. And so here on the daily chart, you've got looks like you almost have a cup and handle. Actually, let me back out here. Yeah, that's going to be a cup and handle. And that's going to be a first stage base because that's going to undercut any base over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's obviously a first stage base. They may not even, IBD may actually not consider this a full stage base. But in light of recent developments, you've actually loosely been trying to break out already. You see that trend line right there. You could view this, IBD would view this as a horizontal price level, in which case your breakout point is right there at that 156. And so they say that average rise. So this would be the breakout point, and they say average rise 10 to 15%. And the IBD breakout would be 20% to 25%. And that almost hits it on the head at 18%. So that's not right. That's not bad for Coop. So Coop's looking pretty good. You got all kinds of good signals. You got a cup and handle. You have an undercut and rally situation right here. You've got a broadening wedge pattern. It's a leading stock too. Earnings 3 cents, 7 cents, 20 cents. Declining volume here, right there. That one with support on that oversized selling candle. That is supportive action. So Coop actually looking pretty good right here. So your loose target, up here is about 184. Question is, when's it going to get there? Looks like a bunch of gobbledygook, but when you dig down, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Think you're right about cannabis. Soon going to buy more. Yeah, it's looking pretty interesting, Jake, the cannabis market for buying longer term, at least. When to sell too early, ESTC. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. I need a better friggin' system. I got notes for applications and cryptos and stocks everywhere. And I hate notes on the computer. Absolutely hate it. That's worse than paper. And the first thing I've written with the year 20 on it. There you go. Actually, what worked really well for me was my spreadsheets. When I had each tab and I was really keeping it consistent. That was working out really well. Eli, I may need to expand on StockShed at some point. So targets between 184 and 192. Notion? Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, there's just got to be a good way, man. I don't know. I'm just sometimes I'm just too scatterbrained. Um, yeah, so this is an interesting one. So Coop, so this is the move that just happened. If this were to measured move, actually, that would be aggressive. Let's do that. That would be to 172, and that would do it relatively quickly by 124. So if that happens, which that could happen, there's not much left in that leg, but if that's our bottom, that was our measured move. So I think that's loosely a possibility. A little bit more time, I think, would be warranted, but the level's perfectly acceptable. 214, yeah, it's about 100. $172.66. All right, let's go check out what is it? ESTC. All right, so what happened here? What's your setup here, Jake? So I'm trying to get my head around your strategy. I think I get it. So, oh, I think is this the one that you were talking about your strategy with me about? And maybe this is why I have these trend lines drawn. So what's your question, ESTC here, buddy? And then I'm gonna run. It's 8:10. Oh, you gotta go, Jake. All right. Well, me too, buddy. All right, bring it back up tomorrow. We'll take a look at it then. All right, guys. Well, Nasdaq pretty much is where we started, just about 1%. Market's doing pretty good. Tesla hasn't moved. It's been up 2%. I guess it has moved. It's undercut, but it's come back. Zilling's looking too good here. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff happening right now. So pick your poison. Well, I'm not sure about poison, but anyway, guys, have a good day. Yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.